We have to engage in that conversation, reflect back on this journey that we've had on this project with the generous support of the World Bank through the Global Partnership for Social Accountability and the Aga Khan University, the Social Accountability Media Initiative. Again, we value all of that. So this roundtable discussion is really about that. What is it that we should be celebrating together? What are the stories that are, emerging out of our engagement at different levels on this project, this initiative? One of the most crucial, happenings, if there is that word, is about education, the quality of the education. This primary, nursery, primary, as we go all the way, it lays the foundation. And this is pretty much why we had that idea, which translated into a winning project when we, responded to the global call for proposals with the World Bank. God bless you and us, all of us, as we engage in the roundtable discussion. Thank you.
One thing I've seen through this project is that there is unity of purpose. Usually, government and CSOs are almost operate as if they are in two different countries. But in truth, both serve the same people. And this project has proved that the CSOs and government work together. That's why we have succeeded to get some of the books and some of the schools doing well. In Salima, we learned, the headmaster there gave us statistics. Now, I want to open this debate to you. So I will not be talking until you finish. Can we now zero in what lessons do we carry forward? As government, I think I should start with the boss. Our boss is the government. As government, what do you learn from here that we think we can take forward as Malawi?
Well, coming back to the Minister of Education in terms of the lessons that we are drawing from the achievements that the project has so far achieved. Number one, the principle of accountability for the resources that are flowing to the beneficiaries, namely the pupils in the remotest areas. We can actually see that because of the system of involving the communities when it comes to receiving whatever teaching and learning materials are coming to the schools, that has increased the checks and balances that actually have forced the people to make sure that each and every item gets delivered. The teaching and learning materials that have been going to the beneficiaries have actually acted as a motivation for those learners to go to school. And you have indicated some figures, say from Salima and other areas, where people were initially not loving to go to school and learn. But because of the availability of these learning materials, almost many students or many pupils were attracted to school.
We should emphasize on the teaching learning materials, because as a teacher it's very challenging in many schools For the teachers, they don't have learning materials, more especially books. In English, there is a program in NRP. The learners nowadays in Standard 1, they can read, they can write some other words or make other sentences. So it's very important for the children for the learners to have books. When there are less books, it's very challenging. For a teacher to teach effectively, we have to have more resources.
Yeah, we have been challenged to do more in as far as social accountability is concerned. We are talking about sensitizing or educating the masses out there about these things. I've also learned that in some instances, norms or beliefs do hamper the progress of learning. For instance, a sentiment to say this society or the students from such an area or such a specific area are not interested in going to school to further their education, but rather doing other things. It's also a barrier that needs to be broken. So I think sensitization and education media-wise is very critical. So in brief, I should say those are some of the things that I've learned.
We were so interested in the teaching and learning materials, and initially we were very, very ambitious actually, because we were saying we want to monitor procurement of the teaching and learning materials and how they find their way to the schools. And then with the resources that we had to narrow it down now to just focus on textbooks and just for the primary schools. So standard 1 to standard 8. And we just selected a few of those schools to start with. So that's the biggest motivation to learn as civil society, but also most importantly to learn together with the government. The government, they need us as civil society, as stakeholders, to keep watch, and you'll be reminding and scratching here and there, but most importantly we need to all see the results. Through the roundtable discussion, we're talking of lessons, many lessons. I think this small pilot has given us that opportunity to, to see through a very small window and look at a magnitude of, lessons in how we can do things differently, lessons in how maybe we can excite and motivate the stakeholders, including the parents and the communities and even the learners themselves, in making sure that we get the value for money. So